Good morning and welcome to the Eden Valley. Well, this morning we found ourselves some porcini mushrooms, also known as seps, and I think the ones we've got here are probably symbiotic to these oak trees. Just behind me up here we've got a nice sessile oak tree, and these form the mycorrhiza with the mushrooms to help create these beautiful penny buns. Now all of the sep mushrooms, the edible ones, you know, they're generally, they all have their paws on the top instead of gills. And then you'll also find this bit of the mycorrhizal network at the bottom. So for the purposes of cooking, I'm going to take our trusty sep mushroom knife, and this is quite a blunt knife. You don't want it over sharp, because if you do that then you might have putting too much of the mushroom off. Now with these mushrooms, they're quite susceptible to bugs, especially slugs. You can see there that this one's been chomped on by something, but it'd still be great to eat once we've sliced that part off. Now this is a perfect specimen. It's a good age, it's not too old. When they're old, the paws on the bottom, they start to yellow, and generally those mushrooms are better off sliced up and dried. Ones like this, they're better, you know, chopped up, fried, sauteed. You know, get a bit of oil in the, well, firstly get your butter in the pan, brown that off, and then add a little bit of oil into that, and then fry it off, and they should be nice and crispy and nice and soft on the inside. You have a delicate woody flavour. When you dry them, the smell is absolutely horrendous, but the taste afterwards, when you use them in soups and stocks, it's delicious. But when you dry them, it almost smells like wet socks. It's disgusting. But for something that tastes so good, it's, yeah, one of those things, isn't it? It's a delicacy. Now I'm going to pan around the camera and we're going to have a look on the forest floor and have a look at all the wonderful seps that I've found. Now finding seps on the forest floor can sometimes be a bit tricky, especially when there's fallen leaves. They blend in. So there's one here. But it almost looks as if the bugs and the frost might have got it. We've had quite an early frost, considering it's within the last couple of weeks of September. That's really early for Cumbria. But I'm going to have a little scat around, a little search along the forest floor. Or just to show you as well, this is what a sep looks like when the frost has got to it. Completely rancid and stinky, and it's frozen from the inside, and then it's defrosted and it's just melted everywhere. So the first frost for these mushrooms is generally a killer, but I think because it's quite early in the year for the frost, we'll be alright. We'll be able to have a good season still, as long as we don't get another deep frost. I spotted one mushroom earlier. There it is. Look at this, how they like to hide. And then this beautiful little specimen here. Alright, oh, look at these. Just littering the forest floor, absolutely wonderful. This is an absolutely prime one for frying. Cooking off in the pan and serving, I don't know, on top of a bit of foie gras or with some venison, who knows. I'm sure the chefs over at Askham Hall would love to have these. Now look at this really beautiful specimen. It's a little bit on the mature side, as you can see. Let's cook it, so a good twist. Okay, so as you can see, this is quite a mature sep. This is one which is much better for drying. You see the yellow, something's been eating it. But overall this will still, you know, especially the stem, it'll still be great for drying and cooking and making stocks and sauces. Now look at that, what a beautiful mushroom. And a little tap. They make a good sound too. So we're just going to pick this one. Let's give it a gentle twist. Perfect. Oh. Now this is a prime example. I mean, the spores are starting to yellow a bit, but overall this will be a great mushroom for cooking with. Now this is probably the best one I've found all morning. See, it's rock solid, it's absolutely firm. Now, as the mushroom matures, they generally get a bit mushier, a bit softer, and not as nice texture to eat. But this is what it's about, this is what you're looking for. Here we have Mabel, being very patient while I pick my mushrooms and make this little video for you all. I wish I could teach her to be able to smell truffles. That's maybe, maybe she's the wrong breed of dog for that, who knows. But quite a good art. And here is this morning's harvest. You just need to chop the bottoms off and they're good to go. So just to show you all how diverse this family of mushrooms is, I think this might be a suede or a beech bolete. You often get birch boletes as well that look like this. They have a much narrower stem, and they're generally, you've got these what they're called scabbers, I think, which is this black bit on the stem. Try and get that closer, we're keeping it in focus. But yeah, I mean, and these, they're also edible, but they don't taste great, so yeah, I'm gonna give this one back to the earth. We have the harvest of the day. I'm just going to clean these little beggars off. So I generally find with ceps that the key weather that you want a heavy bit of rain for 2 or 3 days, get the soil saturated, and then you want misty mornings and a couple of dry days, and that's what really pushes the bloom with these mushrooms. You see that one there, that's had something eating it from inside, but luckily it's not gone too deep. But generally, you know, October, if you get those kind of conditions, you get conditions in October where it's warm, you know, up to 20 degrees, these mushrooms absolutely thrive. They'll be littering the forest floor. Location, because there's so many different subspecies of boletes, generally a lot of the edible ones you do find in pine woods and under oak trees as well, sometimes in the middle of fields near an oak tree. Just depends how much the root network of those trees is spread out. This is a more mature one, you see that it's a bit soft, it's a bit spongy, and it's almost a bit wet. Let's lay those out nicely. You know, as well, for restaurants, you know, they buy these in frozen from France, and it generally costs them about £20 a kilo. These are inexpensive mushroom. You know, I'm not gonna charge Chef Richard that much because, you know, Seal Hotels looks after me and I look after them. Now, it's been a fantastic morning harvesting mushrooms, but let's go see what Chef Richard will do with them.